What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got another Marvel Contest of Champions video for you, and we're going to be starting off Season 20 of Alliance Wars with War number 1, and we're going to be versing Avenge the Revenge. So these guys, I think we're a little below us in rank, basically, so I scouted the map a little bit, and you're going to notice that I'm checking right now. We're supposed to be taking our first path is on path 4 in section 1, and I'm looking at this domino, and they're running the global flow. So I'm looking at all the different fights that I may possibly have to take here, and I kind of just skimmed through some of these nodes, not really paying too close of attention, which I'll explain later why that might have affected one of my fights. But yeah, I was trying to decide on my team when I first initially was going to join whether or not I was going to try and bring a counter for the Annihilus in the first section, or if I was going to bring something to counter Thing on Buffet at the end of section 2, since I'll be taking path 2 in section 2. And I kept going back and forth with whether or not I'll bring either Warlock or Claire, but I ended up deciding to bring Warlock instead, because I have two dominoes. I have one in the first section and then another one in Mini Boss Island here. And although I plan to use Corvus for both of them, it's just nice to have somebody for backup, and I figured, he might come in handy if somebody gets stuck on the Thing boss, or Thing on the shared mini there on the end of path 2. So I'm gonna jump in here and we're gonna set our team up. So I'm gonna be bringing Proxima Synergy to get True Strike for that domino mini at the end, and Warlock as my other character just for backup. And going into this, as I said, I kind of scouted these nodes. I've taken path 2 before in section 2 quite a few times, and I'm not too concerned with those nodes. I know them pretty well, but this path I've only done once before, and the steady build up fury kind of threw me off, because I was thinking it was like the strike counter fury, in which you have to do a certain number of strikes, certain type of strike, and they steadily gain furies if you don't. And even though I looked at the node for a while, I kind of left that there for you who are watching to see the nodes, and I played this fight completely wrong, not realizing why I was getting all these debuffs on me, why they were doing so much damage until halfway through the fight. And even at that point, I had so many weaknesses on me from long distance relationship that I was just trying to finish the fight. But luckily I boost up pretty good for this fight, so I just managed to get out of it, which you'll see in a minute. Yeah, now I'm just selecting my boosts, and I'm just trying to decide if I really need to boost as big as I might need to in the next section, because I kind of don't want to just waste things for one fight, and I know that's all I'm going to be able to do until they clear out Annihilus. So I throw on some smaller, like medium boosts, and I'm just jumping into this, and I gave myself the 200% cosmic boost. So yeah, as you can see, this video is playing out, and I'm staring at this node, but wasn't really reading it. But basically what it says is if you have 3 debuffs or more on you, they get a big fury buff as an attack, plus 100% defensive ability accuracy. So going into the fight, you know, I do a couple of attacks, back off, couple of attacks, back off, and like I said, I'm playing this like it's strike counter Fury, and I go for a heavy attack, and then her limber was up so high that the stun got cut short, and I got whacked by a full combo, and now I have all these debuffs on me, and I'm wondering what the hell is going on. So I'm just trying to do some damage and get her to back off a little bit and push her up to her second special so I can try and bait this out. Hit into her block a little bit to try to push her back, give myself some space. And I'm getting close to running out of my charges here, so I only have 4 charges left. And go in for a combo, and it doesn't quite kill her, and then she managed to block my special too because I ran out of glaive charges, but finally get her down with just a sliver of life left. So that almost cost me a silly death, but I'll remember that for next time and pay closer attention to what I'm doing. So after that, you know, I moved up, spent some energy, and I waited for my boost to fall off, and then I healed Corvus back up. And now we're moving into section 2, and I was supposed to take this Hulkbuster. So this fight, it doesn't seem too difficult to me, you know, and it'll give me a couple of charges in addition to the mutant one I already have. I'll get the tech charge and the Avenger charge, so I should be all set for the rest of my path. So my only goal with this fight was to just make sure I kept the armor break going so that I wouldn't get too many shock debuffs on me. Although, you know, Corvus is immune to shock, well, he has the glaives up anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much, but you know, it's just nice to not have to worry about it just in case something were to happen. You know, who knows? I don't know. I was just trying to be cautious, I guess. But yeah, then I'm moving into do this strike counter power rate, and this one I knew, you know, I'm probably not going to be able to do much for specials because I'm going to get these power drain debuffs on me after a certain number of attacks. So I knew I could do most of my damage just from having these 3 glaive charges anyway, so I wasn't even worried about trying to throw specials. I just went in with the intention of trying to follow through with the strikes, you know, to limit how many of these power drains I got, but I wasn't even trying to make it up to a special 2. And I finished her off with a special 1, and that was a pretty simple fight. Most of the time, Corvus is so high in damage that, you know, I don't really have to worry too much about anything. I can just kind of plow right through most fights, and these are unawakened, you know, champions. I don't think they're ranked up too high. Like this Green Goblin is only rank 1 6-star, so about the equivalent of a rank 4 or 5-star. This one here I had taken a few wars back, probably about like 6 or 7 wars back, and I remembered that I had this power sting debuff put on me after, you know, after I reach a bar of power, I believe it is. So I wasn't even gonna attempt to do any kind of special attack, because I knew if I didn't wait long enough for the power sting to go off, I would take damage. So I do learn from my mistakes, thankfully. Now moving up through the mini bosses, I had, you know, a couple of my teammates clear out first couple here, and I offered to use my Warlock to help with the Mr. Sinister mini boss that was there, but they didn't need my help. So I was just planning on boosting up and taking down this Domino, and I was prepared to try to get the evade charge with Proxima, but she only will evade while she's lucky, and if she just happens to evade. and this will increase that evade chance, which, you know, I just got to be careful, basically, if she gets lucky, to try to, you know, be cautious of attacking into her, unless I am ready to try to get that charge afterwards. But she hasn't gone lucky yet, and I got brute force ticking on me right now, but I'm just playing it safe. I'm not trying to dodge back or anything. I don't want to try to attempt to evade her specials if, just in case I got unlucky on me or something. I wasn't even worried about it. This I originally thought was my last fight, so I figured I could lose some health, and as long as I made it through the fight and soloed it, wouldn't be a big deal. But then I get a surprise request to take down the boss, and so I healed Corvus back up again, and I still had some of my boosts running, but I think I refreshed my cosmic boosts. I'm not even sure. I think they might have fallen off, but I still had the 30% boost going from before. So the plan here was to just back up into the corner and try and get a heavy attack off after baiting her heavy, so that I could prevent her from going into her invisibility mode. And I'm watching the timer on it, but I'm also trying to watch all these power floods and keep that down. And I'm seeing that, you know, I was trying to get up to my special 2, but the special 1 drained me, and I got kind of panicked about that, so I went for a full combo just to try to get up to my special 2 before she went and did that again. And I was lucky she didn't end up going invisible, and I get the solo on the boss. So all in all, it was a pretty good war. A few mistakes, you know, these guys did good. We won. You know, like, these are some of the MVPs here. I don't really like to show the total deaths because you never know. You know, when it's a mismatch, it's not really fair to do that, I think. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be posting War number 2 and 3 soon. I'm a little backed up when it comes to uploading content. I've been busy and just returned back to work recently this week, so be on the lookout for that. Leave me a like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you want. If you enjoyed this kind of content. Thank you. Peace.